Oops. Caught you looking. We got a merch sale right now. Available shirts, the Ozippic shirt, the I Control Fire shirt. It's only available till December 7th. You gotta get it now! Do you wanna dress cool? Are you tired of getting bullied at work and school? You suck! Get a awesome shirt, I'm telling you. You'll get tons of pussy, lots of money, and you'll get a lot of friends. Use the link here. Don't end up like this.
Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Come on in and sit on down. Today we're talking about Furbies. We were in a thrift store recently, saw a Furby, scared the shit out of me, forgot that was even a thing. And it got me thinking, everybody back in the day had Furbies, right? I mean, throughout the 90s, there were many massively popular toys that would come out and cause absolute pandemonium across the country. You had Beanie Babies, Furbies, Barbies, G.I. Joe. Even I had some G.I. Joe.
Oh yeah, love G.I. Joes.
Do you ever go through a gay phase?
I
just remember taking off his pants one time being like, I probably shouldn't be doing this.
Throw my G.I. Joes up in the air, see if they'd break when they landed.
My favorite toy was you get a bunch of blocks, and you just get Hot Wheels, like a track album. Also like building, there was this thing back in the day, Lego had like samurai boats.
Oh.
And it was sick. I was so proud. I like made it, had it like on a shelf, and I was like, and then like my extremely autistic cousin came over and like smashed it with his hands. And I remember I was just like, I never wanted him at the house anymore. And people thought it was because of his mental disability. And it was not that. It was the samurai thing. Yeah, it was a whole deal. Anyway, Furbies, yeah. One of the most well-known examples are Furbies, a toy that you can still buy to this day, but it doesn't have the same kind of effect. No. But if you were alive in the early 2000s, they were literally everywhere, becoming a cultural staple for that generation of kids. Everybody had to have a Furby, which looking back on it now, it's just kind of, there's no way that they'd be as popular today. You'd like, I remember I like sleeping at my house and I'd like look over at my sister's Furby and he'd be on the nightstand just like,
I say the Furbish language.
yeah, there's like speaking in tongues and shit looking at you.
Well, nowadays they'd be spying on you. They'd be like connected to Alexa.
Well, you gotta be connected to your fucking Wi-Fi and you're like, you'd be have like a microphone where your mom's like, go to sleep. Kid laying in bed. It's playing your dad's Pornhub that he's watching on his phone in the bathroom. You my dad? But this sensation birthed various obsessive collectors, absurd conspiracy theories, crimes, and horror stories. Furbies are nowhere near as big as they used to be, but there's still many weird stories to tell, and today we are going to do that. But to understand the Furby craze, let's look back at their inception in 1998. Its creators Dave Hampton, Richard Levy, and Caleb Chung reportedly spent 2 years putting together the initial design, being an anthropomorphic hybrid creature with the capability to verbally and physically express itself. That's what this is. You know what I don't like about it is that it's definitely a fur baby is what it's supposed to be, but it's definitely, like you could tell they were like, it's gonna be like Gizmo from the Gremlins, you know, it's gonna be like Gizmo. It's gonna be like, you know, the 80s craze of having a cute little sidekick character. There's gotta be more than Gizmo. I just remember Gizmo really, but because also around this time too, that's when the robot dog was popular. Arf!
I had a T-Rex robot.
Yeah.
Sucked.
No, they're all terrible. They were all terrible. The goal was to create a toy with uncanny realism. It came equipped with a variety of motors and sensors that allowed it to respond accordingly to sounds, speech, light, and physical touch. And they came equipped with their own language known as Furbish.
Was I hated when mine woke me up. Would yours wake you up in the middle of the night?
Yeah, and it made me like it was just always a way to just reinforce that demons and ghosts exist in your house. You should be laying there. Why not? Because also then their eyes used to light up too.
And you could hear their servos.
That's Pornhub again. Looking up at it from. They came equipped with their own language known as Furbish that resembled a combinations of Hebrew and other Asian languages.
They're Jewish.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and. Yeah, the Furbies, they speak Yiddish. Okay, so do you think that was just because they were like, what's the most exotic language?
That's what I was gonna say, yeah.
What's the most alien language? Like, I don't know, like a Jew? Jew? Well, I was gonna say like a Chinese guy. Okay, all right. Write it down.
This video is sponsored by our partners at Factor. Factor is the meal service that gives you flexibility to stay active and stay on top of your eating routine. I've been working on a ton of projects, hitting the gym, and at the end of the day, it can be tough to have the energy to figure out dinner. And eating healthy is important, but some days it can be a chore. Thankfully, Factor has got you covered. Factor powers your day, sun up to sundown, with nutritious breakfast, on-the-go lunches, premium dinners, and guilt-free snacks and desserts. In just 2 minutes, you can heat, eat, and enjoy! For 80 different menu options each week. Plus, Factor has updated their menu, now offering 2 times more high-protein meals and 2 times more seafood options. Factor has always had variety, but now there's even more with their introduction of Asian-inspired meals and new Mediterranean diet options. These dishes are packed with protein and good-for-you fats, and 97% of customers say that Factor has helped them live a healthier life. And with options like Calorie Smart, Keto, Protein Plus, and Vegan, it's easy to see why. And the best part of Factor is that there's no prep work, no grocery lines, and virtually no cleanup. Head to factor75.com or click the link below and use code PAPAMeatFB50 to get 50% off your first Factor box, plus free breakfast for 1 year. That's code PAPAMeatFB50 at factor75.com to get 50% off plus free breakfast for a whole year. Thank you, Factor, for sponsoring the video. Now let's get back to the video.
Furbies were programmed to slowly speak more of the English language over time, giving the illusion that they were picking up on their owner's speech patterns and growing. Kind of f***ed up. Love? Love? You're learning? You know what I mean? How f***ed up is that? Dad? Dad? At night? Help me. Help me. Immediately interrupted by the dad's porn thing again. Mom! Mom! Kids would create and spread around their own Furbish translation cheat sheets across their schools and online forums. That was a very odd time. Really didn't like going to school and having people have backpacks of Furbies and like little codes, and they slip it to you like a fucking drug dealer. Remember this girl came to my school and she said, "Mine said pizza." I was like, shut the fuck up, Rebecca. Who cares? Stuck up. The first generation of the Furby toy was released in 1998 and became an overnight sensation. It became the must-have toy that Christmas season, with gigantic lines pouring out of the stores. At the Baldwin Hills Crenshaw Plaza in Los Angeles, many panicked at the sight of the 250 people already lined up at the KB toy store before the sun was up. Only 150 Furbies were available, leaving a crowd of furious customers that began cursing and screaming at the workers. Yeah, I love that idea. I would love to hear some war stories of a guy who's like, I was like a 12-year veteran at a toy store from the 80s into the 90s. I bet you have some fucking horror stories, dude. Oh my god. Stressed out parents were desperate to get them in time for the holidays, leading to more and more chaotic scenes taking place across the country. One Walmart in Massachusetts had been swarmed and threatened with physical violence if they were unable to provide them with a Furby. A police squad was sent down to keep the swarm of customers under control, as some dedicated Furby hunters refused to leave until their demands were met. And another Walmart in Illinois, 2 women were knocked down and trampled during a stampede that occurred as people raced to snag their limited supply of Furbies, which is just, this is the same thing as Stanley Cups. Would you think that is a Furby more worth getting trampled over than a Stanley Cup? Because I would say so. If I was trampled, legs broken, I feel like I'd be like, it was the Furby craze. It was the Furby craze of '98. I mean, it was bloodshed versus it was the Stanley Cup craze of 24.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, one's a cup, and the other one at the time was like a piece of technology.
High-end technology.
Yeah, exactly.
Within the first 3 years alone, over 40 million Furbies were sold. Their popularity didn't last forever, however, as their numbers dwindled in 2001. By 2002, production of the first generation Furby stopped completely. Things would eventually pick back up with newer, more advanced generations of Furbies being produced. While their popularity never came close to the initial peak, there has been a steady audience of dedicated fans that still obsess over them to this day. And those are people that you don't talk to that person. If somebody's still obsessed with the Furby, that you do not talk to that person still. Did you just see what the new Furby came? They're great.
What's wrong with that?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but to me, I'm like that we've moved past that.
What if they're now hooked up to ChatGPT? What if ChatGPT came out with a Furby?
I think something like that is going to happen, but I think that they can't make it an anamorphic, they can't make it an alien creature. It's got to be human, I think, is what ChatGPT, because it's already too creepy. So then if you sat there in this wisdom, this goddamn Yoda sitting there in front of you like a Furby, what do I have to do this? And they just spit it out immediately. I think that would scare people, because the technology is already so foreign and weird that I think they wouldn't trust it. And then now you have a body that's in there, and it's telling you what you want to hear.
They should move too.
Yeah, they do like a dance. Tells you how to make sourdough bread and it just dances for you. I wouldn't like that. I can tell you right now, I would not like that at all. In some cases, future Furby generations still caused chaos in some stores. On Black Friday, one man claimed to see a pair of grandmas fist fighting over one, which is just fun. And if you don't record that, I think that's just selfish. Selfish. If it's selfish if you see two old women grandmas fist fighting, you don't record it and then pass it on to your kids. That's a great piece of media. You don't get that every day. You very rarely get that. You show like a random guy at a bar. What do you think of that? Anything on that right there? The demand for Furbies wasn't driven by parents trying to buy them for their kids. It also came from obsessive collectors. In total, there are over 200 different variations of Furbies for people to collect, and some won't stop until they have every single one in their greasy little mitts.
That is an ugly Furby.
No, that Furby. They're all ugly, but that one is especially very hard. It's heinous. That better be its name, is heinous. It's not easy to get into this hobby either. Any first generation Furby goes for a minimum of $1,000 now. And as you go into modern generations, people still pay anywhere from $50 to $500 for a Furby, all right? So you gotta believe that first generation, there's gotta be some gold mines out there. This doesn't include the rare or limited edition Furbies that can go for thousands of dollars. One seller is selling a tiger and confetti Furby for $25,000 each. The Kids Cuisine limited edition Furby, oh my God. Oh, dude, how much is it? The Kids Cuisine limited edition Furby goes for as much as $40,000. What? God, that sounds so sick too. The Kids Cuisine limited edition Furby. Oh man, you might see a little. I might do a little fucking national treasure. I might have to steal that motherfucker out of a museum or something. But the Bejeweled Furby, with only 5 in existence, can sell close to $200,000 a piece. There's only 5 of them, Nick. For plastic jewels. The rarest Furby is the Rainbow Edition, created through a Design a Furby contest, and only 3 were ever made. 2 were given to the winner, and the other was sent to the company vault. It is literally priceless to collectors because one has never been sold online or at auction. So theoretically, we could be looking at $1 million Furby. I mean, theoretically. Theoretically, yes. It could also be a $5 Furby. I mean, really, it kind of sways. Priceless, Nick. In my eyes, the Kid Cuisine thing, that's peak. That absolutely peak. There's nothing better than just microplastics heated up. Those fucking brownies are like, you used to put like purple, I don't know, glitter or haze over it. Some kind of an anthrax concoction where it's like, it's a purple pizza! And you'd eat it. It's like, then there's corn, like wet corn. But then there's a little bit of Capri Sun, which makes it all go down like fine wine. At Kids Cuisine, they have some crimes they have to pay for, I feel like. For those dedicated to collecting every version, there are online guides that provide information on what to expect to pay per Furby. They also have online guides on how to store your collection properly. Those are your show Furbies. When you have guests over, please have a seat. You're like sitting across the seat from like, yeah, like just a couple Furbies. Go ahead, wave at it. I'll be right back. He's in the room talking through it on a walkie-talkie. Show me your boobs. No one else is here. Show me your boobs. People are doing whatever it takes to profit off these toys still today. In Thailand, there is a huge market for Furbies, which has resulted in a massive scammer market. In February of 2013, a 16-year-old girl was arrested for scamming over 60 people on Instagram. In total, she made around $200,000 before getting caught off 60 people? Jesus! What is that per person? $3,000 a piece on average? Obviously, there's gonna be a guy, pays more, but still. Can you imagine paying through? I just never got it. Just a few months later, another scammer was arrested and sentenced to 75 years in prison for doing the exact same thing. 75 years for Furbies. Jesus Christ. Yeah, in Thailand, they're just like, cut off their toes. Their toes are gone. Staple fur on their entire body and put them in the jungle. I'll send the Furbies, I swear. Some people have no interest in the profit potential of Furbies, instead treating them like their own children, taking them on walks or drives to hear them talk. Others do photo shoots with their Furbies and take them to work so they can be shown off. If you're collecting anything, no one wants to see any of your collection stuff. Like when you collect stuff, it's for yourself. Don't force your coworkers to have to indulge on your fantasy. All right, I just want to throw that out there. Most collectors want to preserve their Furbies, while others turn them into random abominations. Since their introduction to the market, people have been obsessed with taking regular Furbies and turning them into weird or massive art pieces. In 2001, Kelly Heaton gutted 400 Furbies and put their faces on large white walls, which she called the reflection loop. As you approach the wall, all the Furbies directly in front of you line up and chatter. As you move around, others shut off while the other ones in front of you come to life. It's pretty horrifying, actually. It's a monstrosity. It's very odd. Another artist had 45 Furbies and attached them to an organ so they sang like a choir as you press the keys. It's like a Billy Bass thing. Yeah. With each note, a different Furby began to sing in a specific key. While this goes on, the other Furbies not being played will react to the sound and begin to chatter. There are entire online communities focused around modding Furbies into horrifying monstrosities, many of which are genuinely impressive. They look fucking awesome. If you look at some of these, I mean, it's just super sick. The Furby, they're just ripe for making into like just a creepy custom thing. You think it's because it's like, not that it's like slightly cute, like it's intended to be cute, but it can skew into the uncanny very quickly?
Yeah, it's definitely, they're just kind of weird looking.
They are. They're not cute enough. They're too strange. They're odd.
Also the fact that they speak Yiddish and Chinese.
The idea has greatly influenced my perception of them, knowing that the guys were like, speaking Yiddish and it's like some form of Asian dialect is the base start for this creature to learn our language, as if that's like, to humanize them. In '99, just 1 year after the release, the toy was identified as a threat to national security under the belief that they had a capacity to secretly record people and potentially repeat this classified information. Yeah, as if like, I don't know what George Bush is gonna have a Furby. And we're planning on, bombing Syria. And then some Syrian kids, here's like, bombing Syria. He's like, oh! Like, okay. This may have been born from the misconception that Furbies have the capability to learn English over time. Rather than being pre-programmed to speak it on their own, people took this to mean that they must have recording devices inside of them. The Furby's learning. Yeah, no, it's just a box inside of it that it's in time and just does that thing. He's learning. We have to be careful, son. This is Yiddish and Chinese technology. Don't you understand? They're trying to destroy the very fabric of how we live. Due to a lack of understanding about the toy sensor technology, the paranoia escalated to the point where Furbies were being banned in certain locations, like the NSA headquarters as well as naval bases, which also, why would the Furby be there to begin with? Dude, this thing's fucking funny, right? Dude, boys, who wants to the Furby?
Oh, has someone made like a fleshlight Furby?
There has got to be a fleshlight Furby for sure. Dude, I can fuck my Furby now as he speaks Yiddish and Chinese at me. Security personnel from the Naval Shipyard in Portsmouth, Virginia, for example, were instructed to seize all Furbies that enter the premises and to question their owners.
Yeah, why would you?
But to be fair, back in the day, what is that, like 99 to 2001 or whatever, that wasn't in the armies, wasn't it also a part of fucking like don't ask, don't tell, whatever? I wonder if they sat there and they're like, who the hell's bringing that in? It's like, don't ask them about it and don't tell me about it. Just take it and ask them why they have it. I don't know, my daughter gave it to me. Oh, really, your daughter? Come on, Michael. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to tell me, but don't tell me? I'm not asking, and I want you to tell me, but what are you trying to tell me? One of the most over-the-top theories that gained traction relating to Furbies was that they had the ability to launch the space shuttle. They just did. Everybody, you can launch the space shuttle with that thing. I like how that gained traction too. What? Do you think there had to be a high up official that when it's like they can't do that, right? Oh, yeah. So we just want to make sure that the Furbies that speak the Yiddish and Chinese, they can't actually launch their space shuttles, right? And the guy sitting there like sweating bullets. No. Yeah. The fear of Furbies even spread to the Federal Aviation Administration, and it was rumored that they had the ability to tamper with planes, with rumors spreading that airlines were putting them on the no-fly list. Many denied this, but did admit that they required people to take out their batteries due to FAA concerns. That's fair. But to be fair, I do think it's funny when they're just like, he can't come. A little girl's holding it. Michelle can't come? Put him in the Furby jail. Like a big thing, like bars and stuff. You have to put them in there. Hospitals were concerned as well, fearing Furbies could lead to medical equipment malfunctions, despite their tests showing no signs of this. But people still believed it. Dude, I wonder if people blame the Furbies. Or not diseases, but like, he was on life support, but he just messed up. It was the Furbies' fault. All these rumors led to more scrutiny, and Tiger Electronics eventually had to make a statement debunking all these wild claims to release the bands. In one of their statements, they had directly stated that Furby is not a spy, which I gotta say, only makes it look more like a spy. Furby is not a spy. All right, so get that wild thing out of your head. He ain't looking. Also, too, you know how hard it is to say that when the creature does not blink ever. He's not really looking at you. Yeah, in perfect Chinese, he says like,
我不是间谍.
Just like perfect Chinese. Well, I feel like everybody would be like, we gotta get out of here.
Do you think maybe U.S. like spies use Furbies? Like they modified their own and then sent them out like to China and stuff?
To me, yes, because I feel like they've made such a stink about it that they probably didn't expect these theories to happen. And they're like, we were gonna use those the entire time for spies. So now they had to have this huge campaign being like, guys, you're being crazy. Like they're not spy stuff, but then in actuality, they definitely are. Yeah. See, I mean, it's not a spy thing. Here you go, Xi Jinping. Xi Jinping. What would the Furby say to Xi Jinping in Yiddish Chinese that would make him smile?
百花齐放.
Xi Jinping is holding his Furby for the 4th consecutive day. And one of the more recent controversies occurred in 2017 when it was discovered that new age Furbies, which come equipped with Bluetooth, can be hacked into within a 100 feet radius, allowing strangers to potentially use their embedded microphone to speak to children.
That's horrifying.
Which I will say, if you're like a teenager, you're going to prank kids that way. I'm gonna kill you while you sleep. You know what? It's not a harmless prank, but it's a funny prank at that. It's funny if nothing bad happens. One of the biggest reasons why people hate Furby so much is because they never shut off. The design has no off switch, so if you don't take the batteries out, it will continue to randomly talk and chirp. It's fucking horrifying. It's annoying enough to listen to high-pitched squeals anytime you walk by the thing, but it's nothing compared to some of the disgusting personalities picked up by the later generations of Furbies. A British family bought their 4-year-old a Furby Boom, which was the newest rendition in 2013. At first, the toy acted normally with childish personality until one day when it became a disgusting pig. They claimed its voice became deep and gruff and referred to their daughter by saying, "Oh, baby," or "Oh, sugar." I got to say, me, and then one day she's like, "Hey, Toots, come play with me." It also regularly farted and burped, eventually grew to hate being around the young girl, and the mother said the voice, "What? Get the f*** away from me. Hey, bring your mom back in here." The mother said the voice reminded her of characters from Breaking Bad. Was it Mike? Come on, Walter. Hey, little girl, get the f*** away from me. The family tried multiple times to reset the toy, but it only temporarily worked before the other personality returned. Mike just keeps coming back and saying, "Hi, I'm your deal. You're the ugliest little girl I've ever seen. Would you dig away, Walter? I'm not having sex with you right now, Walter." Many people simply hate Furbies simply because they look terrifying. Their unnerving animatronic design on top of their creepy behavior led many to fear them. And one person received a red Furby from a friend and forgot about it until it started to speak in a demonic voice in the middle of the night. They claimed it started spouting random words like "ga ga ga ya ya ya" before saying, "Hello, son, I miss you." That would f me up. "Son, I'm burning. I'm burning."
God, that'd be terrible. Your mother's voice.
She's been dead for 10 years. I need help. I'm on fire. Or whatever. The person grabbed their Furby and lit it on fire inside their backyard fire pit, where it screamed until the voice box melted. "I'll see you in hell!" The host of Live Kelly and Mark, Kelly Ripa, told a story about how her husband couldn't stand their child's Furby anymore, so he threw it outside to rot in the elements. Okay, to rot in the elements. F off, Kelly. It rotted in the elements. As it sat outside, they watched it as it continuously coughed until its electrons failed and it died. That's kind of fucked up that it can actually get sick and die. What the One of the most traumatic experiences people have with their Furbies is hearing an audio glitch that causes it to send out a loud screeching tone when it sustains a certain type of physical damage. One man still vividly remembers the time he accidentally pushed his Furby off the bed, only to hear it emit a terrifying sound. He began screaming and crying, certain that he had just killed it. Oh my god! Yeah. See, that's just traumatizing. There's no reason to have that feature in it. Unless I guess this once again supposed to teach kids, you're not supposed to hit things. Furby may not be the massive sensation that it used to be, but that's not a lack of effort. Just 2 years ago, Hasbro celebrated their 25th anniversary with a complete redesign. The new look features a more cutesy, fantastical colors and features an attempt to look less off-putting to kids of this newer generation. And the eyes no longer look tired and soulless, something that made the classic design scary to children back in the day. It now features voice-activated modes with over 600 potential responses, as well as a selection of songs it can sing to you. The soullessness was part of the initial, that's part of it. It's the charm, it's the uncanniness. Now it's just a cute ball of fur. I don't want a fucking ball of fur to sing The Weeknd at me. You know what I mean? It's gotta be it's fight or flight. It's kind of what I gotta have with a Furby. The next time that you see a Furby, make sure to keep an eye on it, because you might fall victim to its hypnotizing and sometimes haunting voice. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.